As a writer, one of the things that will make you better than anyone else in the market is by being aware of what's going on, by eating your boss's frog. Remember in the last video, I told you that that was step number one. So you have to think from an SEO and a content manager, what are they always looking for? Number one, having great results. And number two, always being able to have a better budget than before. So doing more with less, because that gets their boss happier and happier and happier. So the reason why this article is so important is not because it's from the New York Times. It's so important because of the data that it is sharing. So whenever you're reading an article, I want you to take one thing into context. Please do not worry about 9 times out of 10 where it comes from or who's writing about it, because 9 times out of 10 they really don't have that much context, deep enough context to give you actionable insights. What you need to pay attention to though is the numbers, because the numbers are going to tell you the ultimate story, not this person, as great as they may be, okay? They have an outsider's perspective. You need to have an understanding of the numbers and where the numbers are moving so you can always be a valuable writing partner, because that's where the boat is moving. Now, the first thing I want you to highlight in this article is this right here. AI can do the job of 1.5 people. That is why you are getting billions of dollars, almost $56 billion in 2 months being invested into AI, because every business, once again, from the last video, every single business is going to focus on this profit and loss statement. So if they can reduce the amount of loss and use a tool, they will 9 times out of 10, no matter how much they enjoy working with you, they're going to choose the profit and loss statement. So you have to be thinking, not just as a content writer, but how do I eat my boss's frog and then also reduce their profit and loss statement? So there's only 2 ways to escape this thing. Number one is to be better than AI, okay? And number two, and that's very hard to do. That's going to be increasingly hard to do as AI gets better. That's why there's a race to it. Number two is to be better than anyone else that's using AI. And that's where we stand. After testing thousands and thousands of articles that are supported by AI and the human collaboration, we found that over time, in the way that the speed at which these tools are getting better and better and better, it's not going to be profitable for you to compete with AI. Just don't even try, okay? It's not that if you can't beat them, join them, but it is that if you can't beat them, join them, okay? So what we're doing is we're leading the charge. So with everyone in my writing team, we are leading the charge, meaning we spend most of our time understanding how do these tools continue to get us not just traffic and good conversions, but how do they ultimately help our team or our clients generate more revenue in a way that's cheaper than the average market. So that's where the benefit and the value will be for content writers going on. It's the reason why we have so many people that we have to kind of stagger our entrance and prioritize the people that we work with, because we have to make sure that every single person that we work with is able to give us the best case study, because we can't service everyone. So this is a phenomenal time as a writer for you to not X out AI, but for you to understand that this next point, that the AI train is leaving the station and you need to be on it. And this is from a lead investor at a large investment company. And the reason why you want to pay attention to this statement is because the numbers, once again, the numbers are lining up with what he's saying. What he's saying is, if you are not joining this train, then it's leaving and you're going to be on the back end of that. Almost like you need to think back in when horses were the main car and then GMC came out with like the first car, okay? That's the time that we're in, because the numbers are pointing to that time. You have Elon Musk, which just launched an AI company. If you look down here, he just launched the AI company, XAI. There's so many different companies. There's Reddit partnering with Google. There's Meta having AI when you go to Instagram. And the reason why they're doing that is they want to understand how data can be helpful. And once they do that, because every single adult has to have a job and every single adult wants to have more profit than they want to have loss. And if this 1 plus 1.5 is true, like this article says. Like if I can have one tool do the job of two people, that means I can save HR costs, I can save so much cost, then why not invest in it? And that's what we're racing to. So this is my next question. Where are the industries? Where are they going? Like okay, you see all this money funneling to AI, but what companies are investing? Great question. So these are the companies that AI are having the most investment in. So administrative AI in the healthcare operations field, and then marketing automation and data analytics. So if I were a writer, I'm not a writer by trade, I'm an SEO by trade, but for my writers, if you're a freelancer, if you're a content writer, you need to be looking out for these kinds of companies. Because once again, if we go back to this article, having AI, okay, let's look at this article. AI clearly needs a lot of money because they're costly. The cloud and the computing and the chips to generate all of this generative AI is extremely costly. So everything else, marketing budget, content writing budget, especially if you're an offshore writer, is free game for you. So this is why I'm telling everyone, as much as I possibly can, get into AI. If you are a writer, join our community. Right now, we have limited seats that we are taking in order to make sure that, like we said, we're giving the right writers an opportunity at this information so they can take it and skyrocket it. But join our community. When our community opens up to everyone, join it. Reach out to me to ask to be on the list. I will put you on the wait list. If we're not able to service you right now, because we're only working with a few writers, to make sure we're working with the best of the best right now in order to make this spread like wildfire. So join us as we continue to help writers ride the AI train just like everyone else. All right, that's all for now.